Tired of the same old radio talk show? There is an alternative. This is GONZO Radio.
Well, welcome to the GONZO Radio Show, the podcast, I don't know, man, we're running out of aliases, but welcome back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a tough 2 weeks. Big Daddy was a little under the weather. Somebody at a wedding reception gave me pink eye. It could have been anything at the wedding reception, but I mean, that's the thing that I'm going to blame. Yeah, it was the wedding reception. Yeah, that's the ticket, the wedding reception. Seated across from me, matriculating on your screen from left to right, it is Kevin Siegelbaum, the Idaho Jew.
Without my schmata.
With no schmata on and a fresh shave job, too. I can't say the same for myself. I'm going lazy fat guy today. But I've had a very busy day because of daylight savings time. For those of you out there that are incessantly pissing and moaning about daylight savings time, we're going to talk about that in a second. First, let me give you the rundown of what's shaking. Our guest tonight, taking on the 7 deadly questions, Mr. Chris Shepard will be joining us in that chair right there next to Kevin. We actually got everything pre-placed right now. I'm actually learning better production skills just for you. But Chris Shepard will be joining us. Hilarious comedian. Make sure we have drinks here because some of his material can be a bit dry. It's really and we got a little clip when we go to the break before we bring him out. He's one of those comics that you listen to him, you're like, I'm digging the variety of comics. Another one of the UN comedy tour guys that I'm dragging in here week by week if necessary until I have them all. I haven't collected them all yet though. I still have to get Phil Ismay and I think there's one more. I don't know. I'll figure out which one it is, but I'm trying to collect the whole entire set. Because next week we get Lalo Rodriguez, and then the week after that we get Nadim Awad, which by the way, holy shit! When I saw them at the recent UN Comedy Tour show, Nadim has got his set is just like a razor, just cutting it up, just sharp as a knife. So I'm over at the Robotic Brewery. Robotic Brewery. That's really hard to say. Robotic Brewery.
I'm
telling you, especially when you're drinking.
I've got dry mouth.
When you're drinking those 18% stouts. But Nadim is up for the best comic award. It's like a big prize. He's in a contest, and I can tell you that he was oof. He was on at Robotic. I mean, it was a hot set, great set. He killed, he riffed.
He's speechless.
I'm speechless. I'm excited to have him next week. I'm excited to have Chris this week. I'm excited to have Nadim next week. And then Lalo Rodriguez and Lalo Rodriguez. I got to get the fucking right.
He was supposed to be last week, right?
Yes, but that was all my fault. I'm okay now.
We'll blame that person at the wedding.
Oh, my God. Red-eyed zombie, dude. I one of those deals where you wake up in the morning and you're like... And you look in the mirror and go, "Oh, I'm going to the doctor." That has to go to the doctor. Whatever that is, you look in the mirror and go, "Is that me?" And that's before you turn the light on. So yeah, but Lalo Rodriguez and Jackie Sanchez. I think Jackie Sanchez. Yeah, Jackie Sanchez, who, by the way, has been killing it hosting up at the Improv.
Really?
Awesome. Yeah. I'm really excited about the local comedy scene. We've got a lot of really good stand-up comics. A lot. So, also coming up on RUFKM, we got a lot of RUFKM to come out. It's a big one, so we're going to try to get to it as quick as possible because it's layered. It's layered. We're going to layer it.
Like a bean
but
dip?
Before we get to that, before we get there, we have to talk about daylight savings time.
Why?
Well, that's my question. Why the fuck do we do it?
Do you know why?
Why?
There's a
Farmers.
No, it's actually not the farmers. Okay, you want
It's
the
always
rundown?
some redneck dipstick.
Oh, God, I have to put my teacher hat on now, don't I?
Okay.
Okay, let's go back into history. Okay, it's the 1700s. It's 1784. Ben Franklin is living in France.
I'm taking notes. Hang on,
He
let me put my
wrote
nerd glasses
a nice
on.
little essay that was basically talking about sleeping habits. He figured he didn't like to be woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning because the sun hadn't come up yet. And he just wanted everybody to wake up with the sun and go to sleep with the sun.
It upsets the whores.
But exactly.
You know, it's a little too late to be smoking weed and banging French whores. That's what he did. That was his job. Ben.
He was the one who said early to bed, early to rise. But
Makes
you got to
for
give
itchy
you
thighs.
got to give him a little, a little leeway there. He was in France.
No, I'm totally down. But why would he do that?
Well, no, all he wanted to do was just wake up with the sunrise and go to sleep, whenever he wanted. He didn't want to be bothered with the sun.
At a civilized hour.
But he's not to be blamed. It's a guy named William Willett, okay, in the 1900s.
You prick.
Yeah, an Englishman who proposed an 80-minute jump between April and October so people can, wait for it, enjoy the sunshine a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to say fucking tree hugger. So, yeah, he published a brochure called The Waste of Daylight, coining the term summer time. Two separate words. Germany was the first country that worked with daylight savings time, starting in April 30th, 1916. The next year, it was England. They all did it for the same purpose. They said it was about electricity and saving on candles. This was more for the businesses, not for agriculture. They were actually against it. We started it in 1918 as a wartime act. The farmers, they hated it. They like getting up with the sun, going to sleep.
All right,
with the sun.
I take it back. The farmers aren't assholes.
Exactly. They were the ones who fought it to the point where it was
Now
repealed the next
grow me
year.
a cantaloupe.
Exactly. In 1919,
And cannabis.
they were the one who fought to have it repealed.
Okay.
President Wilson vetoed it.
That prick Woodrow Wilson again.
And then the Congress vetoed his veto, turning around and getting rid of this. But they let the states decide, so everybody decided to do it. 23 states had different time zones along with different areas in their own state, and they said, screw this. And they had in 1964, it was the Uniform Time Act, which was passed, ending the dispute, giving us daylight savings time from the 30th of April to October 30th. That's why we had real fucking Halloween.
Well, didn't Indiana tell them to go screw too? Indiana doesn't do it. They just don't participate in any of it.
They try not to because they actually proved back in 2006 that it actually cost them an extra % of their GDP, energy GDP, to actually run.
Change.
Yeah. It actually hurts them, and it's
So
actually hurting
stop
more
it.
states. Exactly.
Well,
And
okay.
that's the history of it.
Okay.
So we can lay off Ben Franklin because he is on the 100.
Well, I mean, listen, everybody's so politically minded, especially on social media.
And he is a
Everybody's
man
so
whore.
goddamn politically minded. You know what? Throw your politicians, your local representatives, throw them a little bit of a curveball and go, hey, on top of that, on top of the wall bullshit, why don't you stop with the DST? The daylight savings time sucks. And that's it. But quit whining about it. It is what it is. You know, your boss, Roscoe was late this morning. He woke up. I look up, I was like, who's in the bathroom? Ooh, he didn't change his clocks.
My
Whoops.
son had to wake me up to get to school this morning. He missed the bus. Yo.
See,
made him
we're not
suffer.
the only ones changing time.
No.
Now, segue. I'm segueing. We're going to segue into not quite RUFKM, but there's some pictures before RUFKM. Yes, there are some pictures beforehand. Okay, and I think we all need an explanation. What can you run it? What the fuck is this? I mean, we're not talking about going into RUFKM. Now we're talking about what the fuck is it? We need an explanation, Donald. Happy ending. Donald Trump taking pictures with the former owner of the Asian massage parlor
Yeah, I
where
saw
Robert
that.
Kraft got busted.
I saw that.
The former owner. I'll give you a little bit of credit. But
He left a long time.
There's a little something I wanted to get up on a soapbox and address, and I don't want to keep our guests waiting for a million years. But, and you've heard me rail, you've heard me shake my fist and talk shit for a while. Deplorables are people too. Okay? They're people too. They might be people who seem a little assy to you or seem a little nasty to you or don't necessarily jibe with the same beliefs that you might have politically or how the philosophy of the country should go. And that's on a whole bunch of different levels. But the one thing that we're losing sight of is that these so-called deplorables, okay, and they need to calm their attitude too, but these so-called deplorables are people too. They're Americans. Okay, everybody's getting on their fucking teams. Get off your team. Invite them over. Have a good time. We're going to have deplorables on this show. You watch. Bet your ass there's going to be some. Why? Because they're people too. Okay? And the big problem is that nobody wants to enter into any sort of a conversation. And it's on them too. But if you have a liberal bend or even a centrist bend like I do, it doesn't do any good because you know what you're playing into? You know whose hands you're playing into? Vladimir Putin's. Okay? Vladimir Putin's. Because, okay, my crazy conspiracy theory, and you all saw it when Donnie got elected, the most surprised motherfucker in the room was Donald Trump that he won the election. He came walking out on the stage. You could see him like rubbing an eye like he just got up from a nap and he smeared his bronzer, okay? And you see near disappointment on Melania's face like, "What? No. We weren't supposed to win." All right? Because the Bond villain that runs Russia, okay, the chairman of the Russian Oligarch Society, the guy who is in control of $200 billion, he is the richest man in the world. He's Vladimir Putin. What would be better than to destabilize the country? The plan was to destabilize the country socially and politically for Hillary Clinton to have an uncomfortable and a miserable 4 to 8 years as president. Miserable. It started, I think it started back with Obama and the Tea Party. It's like, where did these douchebags suddenly come out of nowhere? But I think that the plan wasn't necessarily for Donald Trump to win, but just destabilize things, get everybody riled up and pissed off at each other, call everybody libtards and snowflakes, and Nazis and racists and alt-rights and incels and stop being fucking 12-year-olds and stop buying into the bullshit, all right? Now let's get into a real RUFKM, huh? Go ahead, fire that bad boy up.
Are you fucking kidding me?
RUFKM?
Are you fucking kidding
me? He nods his head, he bobs his head to the theme like it's a song like... Yeah, this RUFKM is a little on the weird side. A lot on the weird side because we're now getting into necrophilia journalism. Retroactive necrophilia journalism.
Oh, God.
Oprah Winfrey, what the fuck are you doing? Oprah dug up, leaving Neverland, and dug up 3 of the victims of Michael Jackson's molestation. We'll call it molestation. So first of all, Kevin.
Shoot.
Michael Jackson. Did he molest those kids? Did he take advantage of those kids? Did he get those kids drunk and play with their peepees?
I believe that he did, regardless of what the reason was, whether he was sick or twisted or he was just like that or he was broken by, Papa Joe.
Right.
Yeah, he touched those kids.
He touched those kids?
He abused them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the theories have been proffered that those kids were pimped out by their parents. Pimped out. They took money. Those kids were pimped out by their parents. And now here we are, how long after his death?
Many years.
Michael's been dead 5 years, 6 years,
Longer than that.
longer than that.
Much longer. Same day as.
And now
Farrah
all of a
Fawcett.
sudden we're digging up them bones,
Yeah.
and we're having an HBO special about it, and we're having an after show interview about it. No. Because then you're going to have to start digging back through history, sweetheart. So you have to start going way back. Okay, go dig up Elvis. Elvis, who started dating Lisa Marie at what age? 14. Okay, 14. Okay, now all of a sudden, pedophilia is big in the news now, right? You know, Elvis dated Lisa Marie when she was 14 fucking years old. Okay?
All the conservatives like Elvis?
Yeah, that's their boy. Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, Myrna, when she was 15 years old. Jerry Lee's still alive. How you doing, killer? I hope you're watching the show. Love you. You're the best. And then, of course, we have the new reigning king and heavyweight champion of banging little underage girls.
Tanuchet?
No. R. Kelly.
Yeah.
R. Kelly, who married R&B singer Aaliyah at the age of 15.
Yep.
Faked forged documents. He knew she was 15. You see them pictures of her. She don't look like a regular 15-year-old.
Michael Jackson's been dead 10 years.
10 years. God, I'm old.
Damn.
So in conclusion, which I like the idea that I've actually been able to do this in under 15 minutes, because let me tell you, I'm getting tired of the hypocrisy. I'm getting tired of the bullshit. Back it up. Otherwise, go dig up other people. Go dig up Elvis.
Wait a minute, he's with the aliens.
Yeah, that's right. He got taken away. The aliens came back and took him back home. Okay? There's a lot more active pedophile. Go ahead, Oprah. I know you put Gail on him. I know you put Gail on. Did you get the R. Kelly with Gail? Yeah, oh yeah. I know you sick Gail on his ass. But why don't you take a shot at it, Oprah? You know, something fresh, not some sympathy pity story about three guys who are now in their 20s, late 20s, grown ass men. And they're going to come on TV and cry about he touched my pee-pee. I'm not victim shaming. I'm Oprah shaming. Because you know what? The case was settled. The cases were settled. Okay, the stories were told. You just dug up a little bit of shit and smeared it around and called it what? An investigation? A reinvestigation? A tell-all? Okay? No. They'll have none of that. And you're not going to be president either. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a break, and I'm going to go drag my guests in here. And we'll have Chris Shepard, stand-up comic Chris Shepard, coming up with more Gonzo Radio Show right after this.
I was watching this porn the other day. Surprise! There's this video where this guy came over to change his lady's light bulb. She's like Amish, I guess. Jewish on Saturday. I fucked up my timing, guys, and I came here in the 15 seconds where a guy was just changing a light bulb.
And welcome back to the Gonzo Radio Show here in palatial Boca Raton, Florida. Our guest tonight is an outstanding local stand-up comic who, quite frankly, I wish I would have had more to drink in here because I love your dry style. I love your real chill style because you make people think. Chris Shepard joining us here in studio.
Appreciate it. Pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you, brother.
Yeah.
It really is. It's great to have you here. And I was just telling somebody the other day, and I played one of your clips from the robot from the UN tour. I mistimed. I mistimed it, and I came
Mistimed
during
ejaculation.
I cannot. Now I can't look. I've been working on that for 2 days, getting it right down to that one good joke, and really condensing it because it really hits hard.
Yeah.
And you just deliver it like I mistimed it, and came when the guy was screwing in a light bulb.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I can't see anybody on TV screwing on a light bulb without getting a little aroused.
That's one of my favorite bits because everybody has come at the wrong time during the porn where it's either showing the guy and you're not into guys or it just shows some accessory in the room that you didn't necessarily would think was going to be there.
Or the dog comes running in.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah. And there's no stopping it. Yeah.
Oh, I like dogs now. Oh no. And then you start to worry. You start to question your own sexuality.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of dysfunction. Oh no, Kevin has something to add. What?
Oh no, I'm just enjoying the conversation. This at least it's out in the open what men do.
Like people didn't know.
We keep it secret for the most part, and when it's done by a comedian, everybody takes it with a little light, but it's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on radio now.
Kevin,
It's real.
Kevin, do you have a favorite kind of porn?
Yeah.
And don't say bedsheet with a hole in it because you're not that Jewish.
No, I'm not that Jewish. I'm hairy on the edge. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I have to express it?
And
what is it?
Is it gilf?
No.
Asian gilf amputee.
No. It's a little bit more the sensual side. I like a little bit more on the erotic side.
The
it's still
sensual?
hardcore. Yeah.
Like candles?
No, just it's just well filmed. It's done.
Okay.
And,
You appreciate good
it's
video
not,
quality.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not your neighbor's garage.
Yeah.
It's a real set.
Yeah.
It's that shit you got to search through Pornhub where you go all the way to the bottom of the page and then you see the numbers at the bottom 1 through 9.
They make
you
feel
have to
like
go
a
to
real
page
couple,
9.
Yeah.
It's way down in the search.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about Pornhub or anything, but
That
it's
and
way
cosplay.
down. And
Yeah.
cosplay. Oh well, cosplay's pretty high up on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
comic book.
Well,
Comic
and
book
lately I've been
parodies.
into light bulb porn.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I've been desensitized to the high quality, and now I want like a cell phone camera. Like I want it to be like a Motorola Razr porn. Like that's the only thing that like gets me into it anymore.
I think it'd be worse if it would be on a BlackBerry.
No, you film it in black and white. You use the black and white on a cell phone.
Like a 35 millimeter.
35 millimeter, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be a new kind of a new. I got to write that down. That's a new kind of amateur porn. It would be like black and white. Yeah, Yeah, I love it.
Noir iPhone, great.
What?
Noir iPhone.
Yes.
iPhone Noir.
iPhone Noir.
Yeah, I just invented a new genre.
We
of
just
porn.
invented a new genre of porn. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I just get credit for naming it.
And like I told you, it's gonna get fucking weird, bro.
No,
real
this is
quick.
good.
Real weird, real quick. Well, we are going to subject you to the 7 deadly questions in a minute. First, I want to get down to the nitty gritty of who you are. Okay, are you a Florida native?
Yeah.
You are a Florida native.
Born and raised.
Ha! 2 in a room. 2 in the same room. Ha ha. You're not from
rare.
Florida. Oh, okay. And Gabby is his manager. Gabby. The boss is also from Florida. Okay, cool. Not a transplant. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shh. Don't tell them about the secret handshake. They're not from around here. What? You're not. You're an Idaho Jew. You're not a Boca
Born
Raton
in New
Jew.
Jersey, I'm an official transplant.
Yeah, okay. Emphasis on plant. But anyway, okay, so you are from South Florida,
Yeah, Boca,
born and raised.
actually.
Boca.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, did you walk here? Is that
Yeah.
what it was? You're like, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, I've spent a lot to time in this area.
Oh, right on.
And Tricky Dicks was still.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. It's okay. We're going to make something happen over at O'Connor's here in the
Oh,
near future.
fantastic. Yeah.
I like that place. It's a good spot.
Yeah.
It's just regular enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
I'm into it.
But okay, so you're from Boca, South Florida. When did you start with comedy?
About 4 years ago now, down here. First open mic at Dada.
Oh, okay.
Delray.
You were christened by Mike Cintron.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's done that to a lot of us.
Yep. Yeah, it was great. I lost it to Cintron.
Okay. He has like a whole big bag of cherries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's collecting them. Yeah, and that was it. I mean, after the first one, you're just like, oh, this is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, it's addictive.
Yeah.
It is addictive. It is because I've started and stopped several times because I don't know, life intervenes.
Yeah.
You know, and I see the time that is necessary.
It's stupid.
Yeah. It's just the time is necessary to get good.
Yeah.
Is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I did a 6-minute feature with Mike Panzica with the comedy classes, which by the way are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I did a 6-minute feature with him, but it took 3 mics for me to get that right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It took me bombing like a fucking idiot at this. My second time, I'm like, I'm not good at this. I'm like, I was doing it at the arcade, one of Gnome's.
10th level.
Yeah, 10th level. Yeah, where you know everybody's playing video games.
Yeah.
And she's the only one watching the set.
Yeah.
And she goes, "All right, thanks, good job, okay." It's like, did anybody hear that? I yelled at the audience. I got mad at them.
Yeah.
I gave them shit.
Oh, because they're playing Mario on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about comedy.
Yeah,
but it was fun. But
I had 2 guys in the back talking shit at each other over the video game.
Yeah.
While I'm doing my shit in 5 minutes.
Mortal Kombat's real as fuck.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh, Jesus.
listen to my middle-aged rant about millennials. You millennial playing a fucking video game. Fucking. You know, but I saw the time that it was dedication that was necessary. And, I mean, I could put it in, but I'd have to change a lot about my life. And I've decided that I want to do this. Okay? I mean, I can do monologues. I've done monologues before.
Yeah.
And I may get back on and, you know, and polish a 5. But you guys definitely, you have to go mic to mic to show to show to town to town to town.
Yeah, it's
And
a lot.
it's a
Fortunately, when I came into it, I was in a position where I had the time.
Oh, right
and,
on. You had terminal unemployment-itis.
Yeah. I just had so much time, and it was I can do 4 in a night because I don't have anywhere to be or anything to do, and so it worked out kind of perfectly.
Right, but you went to FAU though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you a student comic?
No, I didn't do it until after I graduated from FAU. Until about 3 years after I graduated from FAU. Yeah.
So you were a starving comic.
Yeah.
And you graduated from FAU.
I'm still starving. Yeah, with an English degree. So.
An English degree. What were you thinking? You were going to teach, right?
No. I just was like, I'm going to write English because that's what I speak. Yeah.
Okay.
In hindsight.
That's because I'm going to write English.
Yeah.
I've got nothing funny for it. I can't roast it. I can't. Okay.
It was altruistic at the time, but in hindsight, maybe not the best decision for the future.
But he is a Florida native, so never mind.
Yeah, English is being rare here in South Florida.
Yeah, maybe one of the worst places to get an English degree. Yeah, it would have been way better.
South Florida.
Yeah. If you can get it here, you know English.
No aprende inglés. Okay, well then let's switch to influences. Who was your influence to get into stand-up comedy?
There's a lot. Dave Attell.
Oh yeah.
He's the best, I think, joke writer ever. Doug Stanhope. Obviously.
You're hitting all the right buttons with me.
Yeah. Doug Stanhope is terrific. There's a lot, too, that tells. Like, Mike Birbiglia's ability to tell stories is unprecedented. Anybody that can tell a 10-minute story is high on my list.
Well, you're definitely talking Doug Stanhope there, too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the burying mother story is it's probably one of the best bits ever written. Period.
Burying his mom?
Yeah.
It's like, how can you talk about the death of your mother and make it hilarious?
Yeah. It's
for how long?
It was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it's about a 10-minute bit.
You were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You laughed your ass off. Back to uncomfortable. Then it got a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Doug Stanhope, I've been a huge Stanhope fan for a long time, so good on you, for sure.
Great.
And Dave Attell, when I started doing this show in this format, I took Dave Attell's, what was his HBO, Comedy Central?
Insomniac.
No, not Insomniac. No, his big stand-up special.
Oh God.
Where he goes to different clubs.
No. That was. I can't believe I can't remember because where he did the Jaeger bit. Where there's a girl swinging on a swing. Where's Daddy? Jaeger. How come Jaeger doesn't have commercials?
Yeah.
You never saw that one? Oh my God. Oh.
You do a really good Dave Attell impression, by the way.
There's a guy with his dick in a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. David, we did all kinds. We dropped all kinds of bits.
Yeah. I think my favorite one is you never forget the song you lost your virginity to. Ba 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 da 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 da. So
that one comes up on Pandora all the time.
I have to go rip off more. I have to go rip off more David Tell bits. I really do. He is probably one of the only few comics that has actually like made me have to pause the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it's ridiculous.
He literally, I mean, the Jaeger commercial bit. You just woke up covered in dirt. You've got a high heel in one hand and an axe in the other. Did I just eat a stripper? Jaeger. I mean, I almost died. I almost died. So yes, good on you for that. Very nice. Let's see. Well, that's about.
Kira's yelling George Carlin. How do you feel about him?
Carlin's,
of course.
Yeah,
Carlin's great. Yeah.
You're talking about one of the masters.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, Carlin has now gotten to be what we would definitely call iconic.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we're talking Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
You know, Carlin, Pryor, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mount Rushmore type of guys.
Yeah. Carlin, I have a lot of respect for. He's very interesting because he was a clean dude for a very long time so that he could have a career, and then he was like, fuck this, I don't want to be clean. And then he reinvented his whole career to be the George Carlin that everybody loves.
I watched on the History Channel with the History of Comedy, first episode right there. Lenny Bruce and George Carlin, bam, right there.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, we needed those
How
guys.
he went from that transition from
Yeah.
clean cut, tie, a whole 9 yards, to the George Carlin we know and love now.
Sure. And speaking of Lenny Bruce, have you caught the Marvelous Ms. Maisel?
I've watched a decent amount of it, yeah.
The guy that plays Lenny Bruce?
I don't know who it is.
There's a guy that plays Lenny Bruce on there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's spot on. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Even his set, he starts doing the Lenny, and he's got the whole
the swagger.
Bruce, he's got the whole sideways like. So, let me tell you about this. And it's like Lenny Bruce. It's really really odd to me right now if you go and listen to an old Lenny Bruce bit.
It's so different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the stuff that he was talking about is considered obscene.
I know.
That would be a clean set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crystal clean.
Yeah.
That would be a clean set.
Nothing he said was outrageous.
He got busted for spiritual attacks.
Well, yeah, he did. The Pope go fuck himself, all that. I understand that.
And the use of the language while doing it.
That's fine. But you can get away with that like crazy because he did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, and same with Carlin. Okay, when Carlin made the move to more adult material, where he was cursing more, he was using the seven deadly words. When he switched to that, one thing you notice as you watch his set, his 55-minute set, there will be long periods of time, 5, 7, 8 minutes. He doesn't use a curse word.
Yeah.
He still has that clean delivery.
Yeah.
But after about 10 minutes, and he'll put a fuck in there, and he'll have to stop and wait for the crowd to stop laughing because they're not going to hear him.
Yeah. This is something that everybody tries to impress on new comedians, too, is learn to be funny before you go dark and before you get really deep into it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're not going to know the dynamics of it. And if you can't write a bit first that's clean, you're not going to be able to tell that bit about rape. It's not going to work. It's just not. You need to know the functionality of it before you can get into it, or you're just going to eat dick.
Yeah. And you're just going to be that guy going, fucking the other fucking day I was fucking. I mean, I've gone to mics where, you know, I went to a mic, there was a girl that was, every other word was fucking and motherfucking, and I'm like, sweetheart, you gotta come up with something other than this fucking guy, or the other fucking day, this fucking guy. I was like, fucking is not a common adverb, sweetie. Okay, and she really her material. Some of her jokes were funny, but her material was just for shit because she would not get up off the F-bombs.
Yeah.
So.
Those words are good to create inflection in certain points, and I mean, it can kill if you know where to put it. It's punctuation on a bit, you know.
Sure.
You got to know where to put it, though.
Sure. I mean, I saw you do 10 minutes the other night, and I think I heard you use fuck twice.
Probably.
If that.
Yeah, and not everything's clean either.
Yeah, not everything's clean, but still, you don't drop a lot of F-bombs. You're very articulate. Mm-hmm. Dry. You kill me.
And it's funny that you say that because when you take a look at the original seven dirty words, two of them are fine. You got shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A couple of those are used, but you didn't have asshole. I mean, all these other ones. Everybody just went over
shit is now allowable after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So is asshole.
Okay.
Tits you can say whenever you want.
Isn't asshole like a conjunction?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. You can say ass and you can say hole, but you can't say asshole for some reason.
So you have to get that little pause. Asshole.
Yeah.
Language Nazis.
Yeah.
That's why if a kid turned around and said asshole to me, I just said put them together, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right. Well, one of the things I've been noticing here as I've been for about the last 8-10 months, I've been going and checking the shows, lurking around in the back of the theater or lurking around the back of the club. And one thing that I've noticed as I've seen, because I've seen you like 10 times.
Yeah.
And you've made noticeable progression.
Oh, thank you.
Very noticeable progression over especially the last 8 months. Mm-hmm. So I saw you the first time 8 months ago until now. I mean, there's the progression, not only the expanse of the material, because your material is always expanding, because there's always something for you to expand to, especially life. Live life, make a notation. Hey, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, but now what I've been seeing is that you have crowds that you're not necessarily getting big pop laughs, but you're getting like half the crowd going, oh.
Yeah.
and everybody's like, this guy's pretty funny. He's kind of funny.
Yeah.
You know, and I brought people and they go, yeah, he's funny. Oh, yeah, he's funny. I said, yeah, but wait till the end.
Yeah.
Wait till the end, and wait till the crowd, and you get a round of applause.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people go up and just blasting it, bam, bam, and they get like 5 or 6 big laughs. And they get they get a few dead spots or whatever. They get a few giggles or whatever, a few groans. Okay, and you get a few groans too, which are great.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love groans.
Yeah.
Groans are big laughs.
Yeah.
But then they get the golf clap at the end. Why? Because he missed a lot of people.
Yeah.
They missed a lot of people. You made some of them laugh hard because they engage that, but you get, and especially a robotic the other day, I was like, he did it again. He gets a big, thorough, everybody from the front row to the back row, the guy standing next to me, my friend Rochelle who was with me there, everybody is just like giving it up for you hard. And I'm like, because I mean, not to say it's an indictment against any of the other comics or any other comics that I've seen recently, but you will get them, they will go up, they'll have a good set, okay, and they'll get some big laughs.
Yeah.
But you'll have the crowd going...
Yeah, I've been to the improv so many times where the MC literally has to work up the crowd to give that real rousing applause at the end for the featured act, and they really sucked, especially to me. And I'm picky about my comedy because I've been at the improv for 4 or 5 years straight. Free tickets.
You're an improv junkie.
Yeah, I am.
You're worse than me.
Yeah, I know. I love comedy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just threw myself into it more. And at some point, I stopped writing for what other people would think was funny.
Right.
That's a big change for me because the first 2 years, it was I want to make them laugh. I don't care at any cost. Whatever I write down, it's going to be real setup, punch, setup, punch, setup, punch. And then I was like, you know what's funny to me? Clowns sucking dick. and then that's my favorite bit now.
Yeah, write that down. That Pornhub, clowns sucking dick, Pornhub. Make sure.
I'm sure it's there under Juggalo sex.
Yeah, it's probably on page 8. You got to really search through it really hard.
It's there.
It's right after the light bulb porn.
Yeah.
Guys screwing in light bulbs the whole fucking time. And one thing I don't know if it's a fair comparison, but I see a little bit of Stephen Wright in you.
Okay. Yeah.
In some of your material.
Yeah.
I mean, Wright is a rhythm guy.
Yeah.
Wright is just he gets in there and just
Yeah.
and then he'll tell a story.
Yeah.
And then he'll one liner.
Yeah.
And he'll have you laying on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
But because he's a rhythm guy.
Yeah.
He's constantly sticking you.
Yeah.
He's
no,
not,
definitely.
he's not sticking the knife all the way
no way
in.
off.
He's
Yeah.
just
Constantly engaged.
Yeah.
I
Constantly
appreciate
engaged.
that.
And
Yeah,
that's one thing you get a flow.
Yeah, timing is the most important thing to me. Is learning silence. Is learning that it's okay to be quiet for however long if you know that the next one is gonna hit. I could tell the same bit 4 times in a row, and the pause will always be different between the setup and the punch because I can feel it in the room.
I saw Perry Sack did that.
Yeah.
He did at Brendan's. I saw the first show that they did at Brendan's, and Perry came out and he did a bit, and it got a
Yeah.
He goes, "No, really," and he did the bit again,
Yeah.
and the crowd laughed a little harder.
Yeah.
And he said, "All right, one more time." And he did the bit again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a good 30-second bit with with a setup and a punch, and the crowd was pissing themselves. And that was kind of a clinic on you can tell the same bit 3 times.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell it the same way 3 times, because sometimes you're using a bit, say, as a segue.
Yes.
And it's kind of like with writing scripts and stuff too, which I have a little bit of knowledge of. You use something as a segue, and it's a funny fucking joke.
Yeah.
But it gets lost. It gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Because you just came out of a bit, and then it's either a callback bit or it's a segue bit that you use to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And you lose it, and that's what happened with Perry. They dead spotted his ass.
Yeah.
They were like, ha ha, like 4 guys or 4 people went, ha 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 ha.
This
And
is
he was
clever.
like,
Yeah.
no, motherfucker, you're gonna laugh at this
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
You know, and he jumped up there and he laugh at it.
Yeah.
What, Kevin?
No, because I'm
You look
as
confused.
as you're saying that, I'm thinking of my favorite comedians like Mitch Hedberg, which is one of my favorites.
Mitch, another one.
Yeah. Undeniable.
Had an incredible delivery, and when he got lost
Rhythm
in the
guy.
joke, even if he screwed it up, you couldn't tell, and even if he identified it, he would just play it off or do it again. And the crowd would just love it because he just knew how to.
It also goes into just being honest.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg messing up a joke and then being like, that's not going on the CD. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just edit that one out.
Yeah.
I'll make you all funnier. Make you
Yeah.
laugh at that joke.
Yeah,
Love that.
no, he was awesome as well.
brilliant.
All right, enough talking about comedy. Let's do something funny. Are you ready for the 7 deadly questions? Go ahead, take a sip off your beer. Take a big one. It's gonna be fun. Oh, it's gonna be a big one. It was a big one. Okay, it's close enough. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Cue the Idaho Jew.
Let's do it.
Hold on for dear life. No seatbelts. Here we go.
It's all me.
It's on you.
7 deadly questions. Chris, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You've had.
I
him
already asked him if he was
I
fucking
know.
ready.
You've had him in the green
Ask
room.
me one more time.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna
be
be
over
over
here
here
ready.
texting
I'm so
somebody.
ready.
Oh, you do that. Starting off with number 1, lust. If you could sleep with anyone in the world, celebrity or not, man or woman, living or dead, who would it be?
This one took me a second. Okay, so Sigourney Weaver, but Sigourney Weaver in the movie Alien right after she killed the last xenomorph.
Huh?
She's about to settle into the pod to go into sleep.
That's
want
a
that.
strong woman.
Yeah. Also Sigourney Weaver now because she's beautiful. Just
I
any.
just got a little turned on. I'm not even going to lie. Then we'll move on to number 2. shall
Listen,
we?
don't make him scoot out of the
No,
frame.
no,
He's
no,
already
no.
barely in.
The image in my head. No, please. We're going to move on to number 2 then. Gluttony.
Oh,
What is your...
hang on one second. One thing I want to show you something really quick here before we
Is that a picture
before
of
we go
Sigourney
on.
Weaver?
I'm tuning in. Look who's below us in the search. It's Doug Stanhope. Doug fucking Stanhope. We are in great company with a Doug
Fantastic.
Stanhope video.
There we go.
Okay, go ahead.
Now
Sorry,
we're going to
didn't
go
mean to
back to
interrupt.
number 2. Gluttony. What is your all-time favorite pig out food?
Poutine. Really good poutine. French fries, gravy, cheese curds. If you make it the right way, it's about as good as it gets, dude. It's hard to find in Florida, and they closed the poutine dog in Lake Worth, and now I don't know where to get good poutine anymore.
You've been hanging around too many Canadians.
Spent a little time in Canada.
I like him a little bit more right now.
You like poutine too. I know you're one of those poutine
Yeah.
freaks.
Oh, God,
Shit's
yeah.
so good.
I accidentally had poutine one time.
Yeah.
Yes, accidentally.
a great accident.
Well, you know, in my younger days, I was known to indulge in the cannabis, and in my older days too. But I was known to indulge in the cannabis, and I found the Denny's in Hallandale Beach on Hallandale Beach Boulevard and Federal Highway, and they served poutine.
Wow.
And what happened was, me and my friends, really, really high, coming back from a club called the Treehouse, which was a heavy metal club. We stop at this Denny's because we're all high, drunk, want to eat. And this plate goes by with the poutine on it.
Yeah.
And my friend Gene reached out, he's like, ma'am, what is that? He's just in love with it. He's like, what was that?
Yeah.
Poutine. We want 4 of those.
Yeah, you never forget that first time, dude.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't go crazy because it was just too much mush for me. I mean,
It's got to be done right. It's still got to be crispy on the bottom.
oh yeah,
It
well
can't
they
be
just
too
went,
wet.
you know,
Yeah.
it almost like deep fried cottage cheese they use as cheese curds or
It's-
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, because they don't have cheese curds at Denny's.
Because I've seen real poutine. Yeah, I've seen real poutine,
Yeah.
and it looked a little more appetizing than what they were showing us there. And I mean, I ate half of mine because I was high and I would put anything with gravy in my mouth at that time.
Yeah.
You know, deep fried rat assholes in gravy. Sure. Nom, 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 nom.
Do it.
You know,
Favorite
but
cheese curd on that?
Oh shit.
we're going deep with favorite cheese curd?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella?
White shit.
My,
Yeah.
My first time was Gouda.
Gouda.
Smoked Gouda.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
At a friend's house. Her grandmother made it homemade for me.
Yeah.
That was my first time.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You're a weirdo.
Yeah, I know I am.
All right,
That's
we'll
why
go to
we're
the
gonna
next
move on
one.
to number 3. Greed. Some people collect cards. Other people collect people. What's your
Collecting.
Yeah. What's your hoard?
I have a lot of skateboards and bicycles. I like to do shit outside. I have a tandem bicycle. It's fucking fun. I have a couple different ones. Yeah, I like
Okay,
to
cool.
I like to ride it. I like to ride it
We're
alone
getting
from
the
the
nod
back.
from the left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really
okay.
freak people the fuck out, riding
Yeah.
a tandem bike alone from the back.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Yeah, it works because you can pedal and you can reach all the way up and pedal it from the back like a really lonely person. Yeah, it's fun.
Gabby's over here going, I can ride a fucking bike. I know. She's like, no, I don't ride bikes. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
skateboards and tandems. I have a fixed gear bike that I ride that I've almost died on a bunch of times.
Oh my God. Fixed gear bike.
Yeah, it's got no brakes, so it's dumb stupid to ride in Florida for any reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if your car cuts out in front of you, you don't really have a good shot. Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we move on to number 4. We're not wasting any more time. Sloth. Okay, what's that one thing you love to get out of doing? And don't be common.
Ooh, I'm really good at getting out of work. I could show you my text history about being late and about getting out. It's pretty fantastic.
All right, wait. I have to know, okay, what's the occupation that you're good at getting out of?
I'm a paralegal.
That is awesome. And yes, you can do that. I know paralegals, I know lawyers, I know a junior. We got a junior partner at the club that I go to.
Yeah.
We also got federal contract lawyers that come to my club.
Yeah.
And they are beating feet out like 2 hours, 3 hours early.
yeah.
Bye. Still getting paid.
Yeah.
But like, bye. See ya.
Just out of
Yeah, oh,
curiosity,
yeah.
do you use? I got hit with jury duty again. I'm trying to get out of it.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever used that one? Trying to get out of jury duty?
I learned a long time ago that you just don't have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but I'm
They
saying
don't-
if
you never
ever
had to-
use that excuse to get out of work. Is saying I got hit with jury duty. I'm going to try
I
to
did
get out
get
of
the
it.
jury duty letter, and then I said I had to be out for jury duty, and then I didn't go to work, and I didn't go, I didn't go to jury duty. So
Right.
I just stayed home and I showed him the letter later. Yeah.
And then you go back and they're like,
Awesome.
they tell you, you know, you don't have to go, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to send out like 4 deputies out to
Yeah.
come get you. You didn't go to jury duty.
I
You're
was like,
coming to jail.
I need to keep the system tight. I need
Yeah.
to go to jury duty,
I've
but I
never
didn't
been
do
called
anything.
for jury duty.
Yeah,
Officially.
I
You're gonna
went-
watch Seabiscuit, you're gonna watch War Horse, you're gonna watch The Blind Side, and then you're gonna go home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Blind
Lucky
Side,
you.
so
You
I'm
got
not
all
that-
of that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got the whole spectrum.
Do they
Yeah,
give
I-
you juice and cookies?
No, you don't get anything. I've
Oh,
done it.
fuck
I've done
you.
it 2 or 3 times now. They call me a lot.
Oh, they call you?
Yeah, I've had it a bunch.
They only got me one time, and then I found out that you don't have to go. And I'm like, guess what?
Yeah.
I ain't going.
Yeah.
Then with jury duty still in mind, number 5, Wrath. Who would you like to just punch in the face?
This one's a little more complicated for me. So, as somebody that I think people consider a little bit introverted, I would say people that talk a lot but have nothing to say drives me insane.
Hey, I can hear that, you know.
No, you're not in that category. Anybody that high volume talks constantly, but really there's no substance to it, because I sort of get drowned out in the conversation as somebody who doesn't speak up as much, because I'm thinking about what I'm going to say a lot. You know,
Right.
I spend a lot of time considering it, and I play my cards close to the chest, and if I'm in a conversation with 10 people and one of them is the guy who is just shouting shit, then, you know, I get out of it.
And they tend to be attention whores with no real substance.
Yeah.
They just want you to look at me.
Yeah.
I'm a big tough guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You know.
Yeah.
So politicians.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
I was going to say we promised that we weren't going to pick on politicians for the rest of the episode.
You promised.
I promised.
You
Okay.
promised. You made me promise shit.
By the way, deplorables are people too.
Yeah.
They're not great people, but they're people.
As a special educator, I want to give them all a condom so I can save them job security, but Number 6, envy.
Yeah.
If you could trade places with anyone in the world, even for a moment, who would it be?
Well, originally I was going to say Dave Attell, but we already talked about Dave Attell, so I changed my answer to Dave Chappelle. I would like to be in his brain for a couple minutes just to see what it's kind of like bouncing around in there. I just like to see how he thinks about his ideas, and
How his mind works.
I'd like to be in Dave Chappelle's brain right before he went to Africa.
Well, I don't know. Dave Chappelle's brain now would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially be in his body because homeboy's jacked.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah.
He is like tore up, ripped,
He's the
fucking
fittest
jacked.
chain smoker I've ever seen in my
Wow.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, now he's a chain vapor. You saw his
With the
special.
jewel.
He's
Yeah.
he's on stage just vaping like crazy,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
Big
guarantee
cloud
their
comes up.
stock went up 15%,
Holy shit.
dude.
right.
Dave Chappelle, Jules, I'm going to quit smoking.
That's
yeah.
it.
My God.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And he's got to be 225 pounds, 230
Oh, he's
pounds.
jacked.
And just
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Got to be 10% body fat, muscle bound like crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fantastic.
I think about that, and that's really a brilliant freaking answer because I've always wanted to be Babe Ruth at that moment to know whether or not he really called that shot or not, but to find out whether or not Chappelle actually pre-planned the concept to bleep out everything because he knew it would be funnier, knowing everybody knew what he was really saying.
Oh, on Chappelle's show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to make sure that everyone laughed no matter what. Because instead of saying fuck in your head, you say freak and you still like it, you're going to laugh because the humor is innate.
No,
And the
hang on.
brilliance was there. He took the curse word out. So he actually literally produced a dirty set that was completely clean.
Yeah.
At the same time. That's brilliance.
Now I told you that when we had a production meeting, we were going into the studio working with Rui. I told you, I said we should beep the F-bombs because they're funnier. Just look at Chappelle's show.
Yep.
Okay, so I totally wanted to rip off Chappelle. I don't care if I'm a hack. It's
But he was
funny.
asking
Yeah,
me that
it's
for like
hilarious.
weeks. What do you think Gonzo's going to do? I says, I'm hoping he's going to think like me. Let's just bleep it out. It's funnier that way.
Fuck, shitty, fuckity, fuck.
And I've
That's
never
not
seen
funny.
Chappelle's show.
That's you know.
Yeah, but just constant bleeping is hilarious.
Yeah.
There's
Masterful.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw. Wait. Okay.
And I really do believe he put in every curse word
Tangentially,
exactly where it needs to be.
tangentially, I've been watching a lot of ridiculousness lately.
Just
Okay. and
Good show.
and he had one segment was called Kids in Crisis, or Kid Problems, and there was a little kid that was just all about the word fuck, and the kid would go, "What the fuck?" and they held the beep.
Yeah.
Instead of fuck and then you beep and then uck. No, it's fuck and the kid's like ah and you're going just the kid 10 straight seconds of just saying the word fuck.
Yeah.
And he did it like 5 or 6 times. And you could see Stilo and Chanel West Coast were about to fall on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
Rob is bent over double off in the corner. Come back staggering out. Ha ha ha. It's fuck. fuck. So beep is the shit.
Yeah, it's so funny because you know what they're saying. It's fuck doesn't do it justice.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck is better when it's in your head.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's move on to number 7 then.
Okay, then.
Because that's pride. Okay?
Aha.
What is that one thing you've done, that one accomplishment you want everyone to know about?
It's hard to pinpoint a single one. I mean,
besides getting paid 15 hours a week for not working.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
something
one.
you haven't been recognized before.
I have a good one. I was at an open mic, and there was a really, really talented musician. He went up right before me, and there was a couple in the front row, and after he played, he was amazing. And right after he played, they were sobbing, crying. Like, they were distraught. They had just been through some shit in their life. And then they brought me up, and they were like, all right, your next performer, Chris Shepard. Didn't even introduce me as a comedian. And they're still
like, guess what he does?
Yeah, they're still in the front row, and they're still crying, and I managed to get them to laugh at my jokes. I think that was probably up there. They looked like they were grieving, like it was
Jesus
they had been
Christ.
through some shit. I think that's probably one of my shining comedy moments anyway. Yeah.
Bravo. That's definitely humor as therapy. That is amazing. Wow.
But it's still pride.
Yes, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
You know, unlike you with your ability to flick boogers 6 feet. I mean,
6 feet 3 inches.
He's got a tape. He measures.
We're still working on that 1/4 inch. I'm saying it's in the books. Just saying.
All right. Well, Chris, before we release you back into the wild, because your manager's off in the wings going, come on, we got things to do here.
And now we know that he has excuses.
It's Monday night. We've got to hit 7 open mics before midnight.
Do you ever give her excuses? Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was my first thought, is we could have a booger flicking contest if you want.
I like that.
Okay.
And we'll film it and put a music bed on it. It'll be yakety sax.
Fantastic.
All right, before we go,
Yeah.
enough of the booger flicking. Are there any dates that you would like to whore out to us in your upcoming schedule?
Actually, give me 1 second.
Aha.
Pull
See,
up le calendar.
Yeah, because we allow for all manner of self-prostitution here at the GONZO
March
Radio Show.
23rd, I will be at Cafe Collective in Fort Lauderdale, and then immediately following that, I will be at Robot Brewing Company again for the 10 p.m. show. So Cafe Collective at, I think, 8 or 8:30 in Fort Lauderdale, and then Robot at 10. Yeah.
Is that a Saturday night?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, the 23rd, Saturday night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the now, which one is the UN? Is that both of them, or one of them is UN?
No, one of them is, it's one of Fassel's shows. It's a
Okay.
Spill the Beans show.
Okay.
And then the next one is Robot, and Warren Scott is hosting it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be a good lineup.
Who's the headline?
The noodle brain noodler. Hang on
Brain
one second.
noodler. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask for details on stuff you don't have details on. I should know this shit because I know I've got it saved around here somewhere, but
I got this. It's see if you can beat me to it.
oh, I like a good internet race. I got it.
Here we go. It
gonna beat me
is
to it.
Matt Donnelly, the Mind Noodler.
The Mind Noodler.
Yeah.
Is this guy gonna come on and do like psychic comedy?
I hope so. I really
Oh,
hope
then I
so.
gotta be there.
I always get a buzz when I go to the Robot Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Robotic gives me, because I'll like, give me a stout, and they give me like an 18% stout. Here you go. Halfway through it, I'm laughing at everything. I'm laughing at Mike going up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm up with the bar staff in the back. Yeah.
Last
Everything
week in
is
a
funny.
fair, I should come in garb.
No, Jesus. Maybe.
Yeah, possible.
I don't know.
Everything.
Possibly.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll sit
So the
by it.
23rd, you're doing double duty.
Yeah.
Okay.
should
Well,
be
I'll
a good
probably
time.
end up at one of those shows.
8 and 10.
See, the Fossil show is really hard to get into. Is that room small? Is that why he
Well, I
sells
think
out?
this one's at Cafe Collective, so I
Right.
think it's a little bit of a bigger room.
Oh, okay.
Typically, Spill the Beans at Underground Coffee House sells out faster.
Right.
Because it's a little bit more of a intimate space.
An intimate atmosphere.
Yeah.
Which
exactly.
means small.
Yeah.
40 people.
Yeah, he packs it out.
Yeah, good though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
yeah.
fucking great. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? I totally. I drove by. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm not going to go stand around outside.
Yeah.
It's like at Carmelo.
Yeah.
It's like at Carmelo. I'm always outside. I'm like, oh, I'm outside
I like it because
again.
they keep it open, though, so you can
Sure.
walk. I hate it when you're, like, excluded from the company.
Summer is here now.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to
Summertime's
close
here.
that door, yeah.
So when you go to the Carmelo Coffee Company shows, make sure you get there at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you'll be all wired out by the time the first comment goes on. It's like, yeah, woohoo, ha! You'll be crazy.
Really
You'll
want
be
to
all
give
wired.
me that advice? Really?
Bring a flask, yeah. What?
Yeah, you really want to give me that advice?
No.
Thank you.
No coffee for you. Well, Chris, it was an absolute pleasure having you here. I really appreciate you coming by and visiting with us. I really appreciate your patience coming here. Sit down, get ready, and then get out. Come back in 15 minutes.
I had a great time. Thanks for having me, guys.
And we loved having you. All right, that's Chris Shepard, and you can catch him on the 23rd in 2 different shows. Go check it out on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Just search
or
it on
Instagram at Party Stranger.
Our Party Stranger. There we go. Whore it out, baby. Whore it out. All right, thanks a lot, Chris. We're going to come back. We're going to come back with the Foster feature, whether you like it or not, here on the Gonzo Radio Show right after this.
I got busted with weed in Florida last year. Less than a gram of weed. And they took my happy ass to jail. I've been partying in Florida for years. I didn't even know they had laws. Looked to me like everybody just run amok down there. And I'll run amok with you. I will run the fuck out of amok with you.
Gonzo Radio.
Well, welcome back to the Gonzo Radio Show. This is Kevin Siegelbaum, the Idaho Jew. Why? Because Gonzo's saying goodbye to our previous guest. Great freaking set. For those of you who are wondering what's going on this weekend, besides great comedy, for those of you who are a little bit more alternative, you can find me at the Florida Renaissance Festival at Quiet Waters Park, Deerfield Beach, this weekend and the following weekend, final 2 weekends. Starting off with March 16th and 17th, which takes over Celtic Week, and the 23rd and the 24th, which is our final weekend, Harry Potter, for God's sakes.
Hi, I'm back.
Thank God, because I had to turn around and said Harry Potter out of my mouth. But I still love the Florida Renaissance
This way a little bit
stuff.
so you're more centered in the picture.
I'm going to move over here.
Eventually we'll have a producer that gives a shit.
Wait.
I was just
See
going...
the side of your huge head.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
take offense to that.
This is a professional goddamn production.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, actually, the producer needs to build longer breaks so he has enough time to walk his guests to the front door. But welcome back. What were you in the middle of describing before I walked in and so rudely interrupted?
I was describing the last 2 weekends at the Florida Renaissance
Oh,
Festival,
wasn't a penis this time, thank God.
where you will get to see me on the Joust Field at 11:30 and 3 o'clock, all 4 days. This weekend and next weekend, I'm actually planning on getting into armor and fighting. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So any of those wonderful cameramen that I know and love out there who constantly go to the Florida Renaissance Festival. It's a good time to come in because I'm going to get thumped big time.
Who wants to come out and see Kevin get the shit kicked out of him?
And the cool thing about it is I just started an internship with the Royal Majesty's Cannoneers. I'm actually going to be working with the cannon guys. They're teaching me how to fire cannons, black powder pistols, hand cannons, the big. Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why would you do that?
Because they like me.
Crazy people.
They're going to give me gunpowder. But it's serious work. But I'm honored to be given the opportunity. You're going to get to see me in full pirate regalia one day shooting things off.
And that's this weekend?
I will be at their 1:30 show as a new recruit, so you'll get to see me standing there learning the ropes as they do all the bang bang shoot 'em ups. But yes, very, very
that's
soon.
The 16th or the 17th?
16th, 17th, 23rd, and 24th.
Well, it seems the 23rd I have a couple of comedy shows to go to,
yeah. But Cannon closes at about 7 o'clock every single night, so you can get out of there as early as you like. My shows are all in the morning, 11:30 in the morning. 1:30 with the Cannoneers, and then back to the Joust Field at 3 o'clock. And then you can get yourself a lot of beer and be on your way out.
No, the morning thing, you'll get me there at 11:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's possible.
I'll be in a kilt this weekend.
Okay. Well, thank you for that update. Anything else to add? Anything else to add? No, really?
Right
okay. So why don't we get to our feature Foster? How about that? We got that. We got that because this is Milo. Milo's a 7-year-old, 12-pound Chihuahua whom has a crooked nose. We're talking Elvis snarl. Let me tell you something. Okay. And a boxed jaw like a boxer. He enjoys attention but prefers it in the morning. In other words, he gets grouchier as the day goes along, I guess. Walks great on a leash. Potty train, always a plus. And he doesn't do any annoying puppy behavior. Well, he's a fairly young-looking Chihuahua, too.
He's a cute little guy.
Milo makes a great roommate, and he likes to gossip, and you literally have a conversation with him over your coffee. In other words, he's a dog that looks at you and goes, really? Oh, okay. I like dogs that make eye contact.
He makes a great second boyfriend for some.
Right. Well, I like dogs that make eye contact because you, even though you're a crazy person talking to your dog, at least the dog is looking at you going, uh-huh. I mean, we all remember Santa's Little Helper, right?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 food, blah, 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 Santa's Little Helper. But at least he's listening, Let's see. Typical Chihuahua. He lets you know when you're doing something he doesn't enjoy or if he's needing some me time. In other words, he tells you to fuck off and leave me alone, which is fine. Give this little Chihuahua a chance, and you will fall in love with all his quirks. I like Chihuahua quirks because Chihuahua quirks are serious personality. They are. All Chihuahuas are 150-pound pit bulls trapped in a 12-pound body.
Pretty much.
They are. If a Chihuahua had their real balls that they represent, they would be a pair of balls with a little dog body walking around. Huge, hairy balls. That's for sure. So definitely give Milo a shot. You can get in touch with him at goodkarmapetrescue.org for adoption or fostering. Definitely for the fostering, definitely for the adoption. They've got a lot of great dogs. There's also a few dogs with medical issues, so you might want to ask about those. There's a few special need dogs. And, of course, the kitties. It is kitten season. Spring has sprung, and meow, 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 meow. So if you're after a kitten or a kitty, by all means, give them a jingle, goodkarmapetrescue.org. And while I'm talking about it, make sure you go and check them out on Facebook at Good Karma Pet Rescue on Facebook. Friends of Good Karma Pet Rescue on the Facebooks as well, because it's their expanded network, and we're part of that expanded network. So,
and if you follow my posts on Facebook, I actually
follow your posts.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually have a donation link to Good Karma Pet Rescue now. So for all of you fans who are watching and listening, donate a little bit here and there. $1 here, $1 there will save a dog's life.
Give it up for the puppies.
Or even maybe a ferret.
A ferret?
I want to see her do a pony one day, though.
No.
No?
We've done ferrets before, though.
Yeah, I know.
We've done ferrets. We haven't done any birds, though.
I found someone who has a hedgehog.
No hedgehogs.
Okay.
Can't risk him going all Sonic and
true.
And you got gold rings flying all over the place, all kinds of fucking mayhem.
Yeah, but it's gold.
Okay. Well, okay, so that's pretty much a wrap for us. Once again, huge thanks to Chris Shepard. Make sure you go and see him out in Fort Lauderdale and also back up in Boca Raton. And that's on March 23rd. Robotic Brewing Company. It's hard to fucking say, man. I'm going to have to write it down and put it right in front of my face.
We'll start posting that on the Facebook page and the Instagram pages as well. This way everybody knows when they're coming up.
I do that.
Yeah, so do I.
Nobody ever gives me credit for it, but I do it. I really do.
I'll get you a cookie.
So, Kevin, why don't you go ahead and whore yourself out, or you just want to tell everybody to go at the Idaho Jew in every platform possible?
Yeah, pretty much. You can go to the Idaho Jew at pretty much any platform there is in the universe, and you'll find me. I'll be at the Florida Renaissance Festival this weekend and next weekend, Celtic weekend, and Harry Potter weekend. And these are the final 2 weeks of the 2019 season. Come see me at the Joust Field. You might actually get to see me fight this time.
Maybe.
And if I get hit enough, you might actually get to see the functioning brain cells I lost a while ago.
Okay.
Other than that, that's my gig.
A quick word of warning for everybody about the impending St. Patrick's Day coming up this Friday. Okay. I do not like St. Patrick's Day. I really don't like a lot of drinking holidays. So if you do manage to do something stupid, make sure somebody films it and send it to us here at gonzoradioshow@gmail.com. Give me a jingle. I will edit together and put your stupidest antics for St. Patrick's Day. I want to see you in green with a stupid fake red beard. No vomit though. No vomit. No blood.
Can I do a voiceover set too?
You can do whatever you want. You can sing. As long as you send it to me so I can burn the video.
No, I want to do voiceovers on the videos we get in.
No. All right, so make sure you check me out at Gonzo Radio Show on at Gonzo Radio Podcast on Instagram, at the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk on Instagram, at the Gonzo Radio Show on Twitter. Gonzo Radio Show, Gonzo Radio Show, Gonzo Radio Show. That would be Facebook. And Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Check out the Sports Desk. We do a little show at 6 o'clock, a little sports rundown show, just to recap the fun of the sports week and weekend, which was a lot of fun this time around because it's Tampering Day. We got to do a lot of speculation. So on behalf of myself and the Idaho Jew and the missing Lisa Kokoris, who will be back next week. She had emergency cat duty. Emergencies call, yes, not all heroes wear capes. We missed you. We really did. It was awful quiet in here.
Yeah. Eerily.
Yeah, but you're boring. Anyway, it's not that boring. So, yeah, we'll probably catch Lisa in her purple hair next week. Hopefully there's no other cat or pet emergencies that she has to fly off to. So on behalf of myself, Lisa, the Idaho Jew, say goodnight to the nice people.
Good night, nice people.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. sharp.
Super time 6,000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. You're coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.